Hey, what's up guys? Average Sniper here. Welcome to the video. Smack that like button. Let's get into it. So, main highlights here. Update 25.2 for PC, September 6th. For console, September 14th. Let's go over the highlights and let's talk about it a little bit. So, the Dragunov will be available in the game, okay? But it's not going to have that probabilistic damage system. So, here's some of the stats on that. Ammo 762, single fire mode. It is a DMR, effective range up to 500 meters, muzzle velocity 830 meters per second, rate of fire 150 RPM. If you want to know more little details about it, just click the link in the video description to the official 25.2 patch notes. So they basically adjusted the damage. 58 is basic damage, 73 is max damage. And they removed the probabilistic damage system. So that means that there will no longer be random hits that will do more or less damage than what the gun is capable of. It's going to be a totally normal DMR. They also adjusted the AUG's rate of fire from 750 to 720, and they adjusted the horizontal and vertical recoil. So very sorry to anyone who has gotten really proficient at using the AUG, because it is now slightly changing. Hopefully this nerf will not affect it too much, and it will still be a very efficient and effective gun to use on the battlegrounds. The next big highlight is that tactical gear has been temporarily disabled. And the reason for this is this right here. The dev comment says, tactical gear will be temporarily removed as we've received considerable feedback regarding them following the 24.1 update. We are undertaking a thorough review to ensure tactical gear aligns better with our gameplay, focusing on acquisition methods and performance. Once we've refined these elements, we plan to reintroduce tactical gear to the game. My guess is that they noticed that the final circles just have the last 10 players laying prone, flying drones around in the air. It is now PUBG drone warfare. So hopefully they will find a way to balance this. And I think that PUBG is a very nitty gritty, realistic type of game, or at least that's how it's supposed to be. There are tons of parts of PUBG that aren't realistic, so I can't really argue too much about how realistic it's supposed to be. But one of the things I've always liked about PUBG is that in order to find other players, you have to be pretty good at the game, pretty good at knowing your surroundings, pretty good at seeing little movements and things that are off color to let you know where the enemy players are. But ever since they introduced blue chip detectors, which they removed, and drones, it has been very easy to identify enemy targets, which makes the game a little more casual, and I don't really like that. I play PUBG because it's like 50% skill, 50% luck, you know? And when you have all these little gadgets that help you see where the enemies are, I don't think that's really good for the gameplay overall. Maybe it's not bad for certain games, you know, but in PUBG, I feel like it doesn't have much of a place. Now, they did do some other updates. They did some updates to Miramar. They did some modifications to the danger zones. It says the Blizzard Zone and Sandstorm are now less likely to appear throughout the game, which is good because, damn, one time I had a game where I got caught in 4 sandstorms. It was ridiculous. They did some updates to Intense Battle Royale. They added third-person mode and removed first-person mode. They did some updates to Blue Bomb Rush, which is the Counter-Strike mode. They did some updates to the training mode. Pretty much everything else is just performance and bug fixes. But like I said, if you would like to look at these patch notes in more detail, you can click the link in the video description. But I would like to jump back to the weapons here, and I would like to read you off the notes that they said about the Dragunov. So here's the dev comment about removing the probabilistic damage system on the Dragunov. They said, "We've been listening to your invaluable feedback regarding the introduction of Dragunov, a weapon that was initially set to debut with a unique probabilistic damage system. Your participation in our recent survey allowed us to grasp your concerns regarding the probabilistic damage system and the fact that it might conflict with traditional skill-based gunplay. Our initial goal with Dragunov was to create a different gameplay experience and to add a new excitement and unique elements to the usual game flow. But as we listened to your voices, we realized that this change might disrupt the core gameplay. So in response to your input, we've made some critical changes. We've removed the probabilistic damage system, giving Dragunov a higher headshot damage compared to other DMRs. However, it still has a slower fire rate and higher recoil than other weapons in its category, giving it a more high-risk, high-reward feel. We also took into account your concerns in the survey and created limitations through damage thresholds, ensuring that the new weapon doesn't overperform sniper rifles in that area. We will continue to monitor community feedback and metrics after Dragunov's release. We intend to maintain consistent communication with our players and strive to craft a well-balanced gunplay environment. So basically what that means is they didn't want to put a gun in the game that was underpowered or overpowered. They added a new DMR. They tried their best to balance it, and now we're going to be able to use it and see how it works. It was I don't want to say nice idea, but it was an interesting idea to introduce a probabilistic damage system for one weapon in the game. Very strange, and that would be really off for the balance of the PUBG gameplay. But, you know, they did give us radar that one time, so who knows. And now for the AUG. Let me read you off the dev comment about why they adjusted the rate of fire and the recoil. The dev comment on the AUG adjustment says, in March, we made changes to the existing meta, aiming to make the 5.56mm weapons more appealing choices and rebalance the AUG, converting it to a world spawn weapon. However, despite no separate balancing, its recent usage and win rates have risen rapidly, leading us to believe that performance adjustments are necessary. The fire rate of the AUG will be reduced, decreasing its DPS to a level that falls between the barrel M762 and M416. Additionally, since a decrease in fire rate tends to lower perceived recoil, we've slightly increased the recoil so that the perceived level is going to stay approximately the same. We anticipate that AUG's usage difficulty will remain similar, and it will continue to be a competitive weapon even after this change. So basically that means just go back to the M4, people. The M4 never did you wrong. Why did you leave it in the first place? I didn't. I still love the M4, and I can't believe you all turned your back on it as soon as the AUG came out. Of course, I am kidding, but I am a fan of the M4, and I've continued to use it through the buffs and the nerfs over the years. I think the AUG was a great gun, but I do agree that it might have been slightly overpowered, especially since it used to be a crate weapon. Usually when they introduce crate weapons into world spawns, they give them a significant nerf so that not everybody feels like they have to pick one up just to compete. It is nice to be able to get an OP weapon out of a crate, but when everyone in the game is running around with the same OP weapon, that definitely creates a balance issue. Exactly how Warzone is. Warzone picks a new meta gun every month that everybody has to use, and I never want PUBG to be like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Leave a comment in the comment section, smack the like button, and if you want to read the official patch notes, you will find the link in the video description. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.